Pot of Venus flytraps, and I'll be going over what ones I have in it. The first one is Long Red Fingers. It's a smaller sized Venus flytrap, and it has bright red coloring inside the traps, and its cilia are a little on the longer side, so it's Long Red Fingers. This next one is a seed grown from Steve Doonan. And Steve is most famous for his SD Chronos, and one time he had some seed-grown plants with unknown origins as far as the parentage, so it's just a seed-grown. But it's a nice plant in that it's green, it has lots of nice red coloring inside the traps, and also the exterior of the traps can turn red at times too. This next one is Akai, which is Red Dragon in Japanese. This one I transplanted, I repotted it earlier this year, so it's not as red as it usually is or could be. That's one thing I notice about this plant. Also, this cultivar I've been unsuccessful to grow it from the flower stalk cuttings, but other than that, it is pretty vigorous and has good sized traps, so it's a good red plant to have. This small one over here is Coquille, which is French for shell, and if you take a look at that, it's got very interesting shaped traps with a very kind of thick lip and very almost jagged edge to it. The traps supposedly resemble a shell, so that's why its name is Coquille. This cultivar is Grün, which is kind of a all-green variety. It's one that's very vigorous. It grows quite well, and I've never had any problems with it. It reproduces very readily, and has good size. And as a matter of fact, it's growing a little too close to the next one, which is right here. This one is from the Flytrap store. It's FTS Lanatic Fringe. I like this plant, this cultivar. The only thing is it's a little bit weaker, I think, than some of the other ones, but it's got some very nice, very nice rough jagged edges jagged edges on the traps. And the last one is in the center here. This one's Trichterfalle. This one has the cup traps. So if you look at it, the traps are very strangely shaped. They're cup. And also on the petioles, except it's kind of hard to see, but they do have some scaling on it. So if you look closely, you can see a little bit of that on there. So this is an interesting plant. It does form some regular normal size traps during certain times of the year. So there you go.